Good day to Miss and everyone. My name is Sandra Jerika Johannes, and together with my group members Sarah Lajabwan, Rowana Alisa Sim, and Oi Buntan, we'll be presenting our sustainability project titled SDG 1 No Poverty Collaboration with Mercy Malaysia. This project was prepared for the cause serving the community with sustainability mindset. Through this project, we aim to support Sustainable Development Goal 1, which focus on ending poverty and improving the quality of life for vulnerable communities. Okay, so before we begin, here is an overview of our presentation. We will first introduce SDG 1 and discuss the poverty issue that still exists today. Next, we will introduce Mercy Malaysia, explain its core area of work, and discuss why we selected the organization for our project. We will then present our project vision, mission, purpose, target group, beneficiary, and expected outcome. Sustainable Development Goal 1, or SDG 1, aims to eradicate poverty in all its forms by the year 2030. Despite global development, poverty remains a major challenge around the world. Approximately 808 million people continue to live in extreme poverty. In Malaysia, the absolute poverty rate in 2024 was recorded at 5.1%, and poverty affects many aspects of life, including access to healthcare, education, housing, and employment opportunities. Therefore, community initiative, technological advancement, and humanitarian organizations play an important role in helping vulnerable communities improve their living conditions and reduce poverty. Although Malaysia is an upper middle income country, poverty still affects many communities. There are three key challenges that we identified. First is health-related impoverishment. Many low-income families cannot afford proper healthcare, causing illness to worsen and increasing financial burdens. Second is disaster-driven poverty. Natural disasters such as flood can destroy homes, livelihoods, and savings, making families more vulnerable to poverty. Third is service gap for vulnerable community. Groups such as refugee, orang asli community, and undocumented individuals often have limited access to assistance and support service. This challenge demonstrates why continued humanitarian support remains important. So, objective of the activity. Our project is guided by four main objectives. First, to support Mercy Malaysia humanitarian outreach programs. Second, to raise public awareness about poverty and healthcare-related issues. Third, to mobilize fundraising efforts and encourage donations that can support vulnerable communities. And finally, to develop volunteer skills while documenting lessons learned throughout the project. This objective allows students to contribute meaningfully while gaining valuable experience in community engagement. So that concludes my part of the presentation. Thank you, and I will now pass the presentation to the next presenter, Wei Buntan.
Hi, Miss. So I will now continue our presentation by introducing Mercy Malaysia and explaining why our groups selected these organizations. First, let me briefly about introduction of Mercy Malaysia. So Mercy Malaysia was founded in 1999 by Dr. Jamila. So it's a Malaysian humanitarian and medical relief organizations based in Kuala Lumpur. Although it is started in Malaysia, today it is operate in more than 33 countries, providing disaster relief, healthcare assistance, and community support, and so on. So what makes Mercy Malaysia so special is that it doesn't only provide emergency aid, it also helps in communities recover and rebuild their life after a disaster. So next, let's look at Mercy Malaysia's core areas of work. So the organization focuses on four main areas. So the first is medical relief and healthcare services, where it provides medical treatments and healthcare to people who cannot easily access these services. So secondly, so Mercy Malaysia respond quickly during natural disaster by sending medical teams, volunteers and emergency supplies to affected areas. Besides responding to emergencies, Mercy Malaysia also carry out community development programs such as health education and capacity building projects so that the communities can become more self-reliant in the long term. So finally, it provides humanitarian assistance to vulnerable groups such as refugees, displaced person, orang asli, and others marginalized groups who require additional supports. So, why did our group choose Mercy Malaysia? So, firstly, is one of the most trusted humanitarian NGOs in Malaysia with over 25 years of experience. Secondly, it works directly supports Sustainable Development Goal 1 or SDG 1, which is no poverty. Poverty is not just about having a low income. It also affects people's access to healthcare, education, food, and basic living conditions. Through its humanitarian programs, Mercy Malaysia helps improve the quality of life of those who are more vulnerable. So most importantly, we believe that the students can also contribute to society by supporting organizations like Mercy Malaysia through fundraising, volunteering, and raise the awareness, raising the awareness. A good real life example in Malaysia was in past 2024 and 2025 flood that affected several states, including Kelantan, Terengganu, Johor, and Pahang. So during this flood, Mercy Malaysia deploy emergency medical teams to relief centers, distributed medicines, hygiene kits, clean drinking water, and provided uh, healthcare services to the flood victims. So they also supply the food and daily use. They also offer the psychology first aid to families who have lost their homes. So beside disaster relief, Mercy Malaysia also operate mobile clinics that provide healthcare services to refugees and asylum seekers. So another initiative is the Kita Sayang initiative, so which is support vulnerable children by providing educational and welfare assistance. So these programs show that the Mercy Malaysia is not only helping people during emergency, but also helping them break the cycle of poverty in the long term. So next, I would like to explain our mission and vision. So our vision is to support vulnerable communities through healthcare, humanitarian assistance, and disaster response, while contributing towards the to achieve the SDG 1 no poverty. So to achieve these visions, our mission is to raise the awareness about the poverty-related issue, support Mercy Malaysia's humanitarian works, encourage volunteerism, and promote social responsibility amongst the students. So as a university students, we believe that learning is not only about academic knowledge, so but also about the giving back to the society. So moving on, our purpose of the project. So the purpose of this project is not only to raise funds for Mercy Malaysia, but also to increase public awareness about the poverty and humanitarian issue. So at the same time, it allows us to apply what we have learned in this sustainability course to the real world situations. So we hope our project can encourage more people to participate in volunteer works and contribute even in small ways to help those in need. So finally, our project focuses on several target groups and beneficiaries. So students volunteer will gain valuable experience in leadership, teamwork, and community engagement. B40s, families and disaster affected communities will receive indirect support through the Mercy Malaysia humanitarian programs. At the same time, the general public and other students will gain a better understanding of poverty issue and the importance of achieving SDG 1. So we believe that even the small actions such as volunteering, donating, or simple raising awareness can create a positive impact when everyone works together. So in conclusions, Mercy Malaysia show us that ending poverty is not only the government's responsibility, it requires cooperation from the NGOs, communities, and individuals like us. Through this project, we hope to inspire more students to play their uh, part in creating a more caring and sustainable society. Thank you. Now I will now pass to presentation to the next speaker.
Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to my sustainability thinking lecturer, and all of my group mates, as well as my classmates. So my name is Sarah. So my introduction first. So my name is Sarah, and I'm from the Diploma in Law course. Okay. So today I'll be presenting the activity schedule, right? Okay, so activity schedule shows what we've planned for our project. And this project runs from the 13th of May to the 15th of July. So we plan to make it one full academic semester spread across 9 weeks in 3 phases. All right, so I'll run you through the first phase. So the first phase is week 1 to week 3. So usually we have a planning, we have preparation and all that. So we do all the back end things, we plan for the event. Week 4 to week 7 focus on awareness and crowdfunding. We want to spread more awareness to people when people know more about project, support or cause, and things like that. And week 8 to week 9, usually this is the final phase, is where almost everything is done, and we usually do closure. We usually do reporting, okay, when it comes to the end. So this structure of activity schedule, this makes us more organized, and it makes sure like every stage flows efficiently, smoothly, without any challenges in between. Okay, and on the next slide, I'm going to show you the week by week plan. So this is where we dive into more details. We're breaking it down and everything. Okay, so for the week by week plan on the first week, we begin with our project kickoff and a Mercy Malaysia liaison, because we actually want to work with Mercy Malaysia for our project. So for this, we need a liaison, right, with them. And then followed by a volunteer orientation webinar and a psychological first aid session. So from week 4, we launched the crowdfunding page, roll out social media reels, and our SDG1 infographic series. And then after that, we hold a mid-project review. So you want to know what people think so far. Okay, with a webinar called titled Healing the Hidden Poor. Okay, so in the final weeks, then we host our donation handover, produce our thank you reels, and complete our documentation, final report, and our case study. All right, so now I'm going to dive into the Gantt chart timeline. So this Gantt chart give overview of the same timeline, the same schedule, but as you can see, this is more into how long would everything take, right? So as you can see, the purple bars represent our planning phase, the red bars represent our awareness and crowdfunding and fundraising phase, and the yellow bars our closure phase. So it is sorted into colors, color coded, and this is very easy to see, very simple, anybody would understand. So each activity is staggered, so tasks build on one another, and so they flow smoothly, right, in 9 weeks. So we have no overlap, and we try to avoid bottlenecks by having a timeline. Okay. And the next thing I'll talk about is our budget for our project. So I've actually tried to keep this intentionally lean, which means as small as a budget we could, so that we as a 4-person team can manage. So it's designed to future representatives can copy our model as well. So our total budget is actually 2,450 ringgit. So this covers things such as awareness materials, Canva Pro subscription, photography, documentation, hygiene kit components, volunteer badges, a contingency reserve, and most importantly, a 1,500 ringgit donation fund to Mercy Malaysia Humanitarian Fund. Okay, so the next thing that I'll go into is actually the budget allocation. So this chart shows where every one of our ringgit goes. So the largest share at on the top, 1,500 ringgit, goes directly to the Mercy Fund. We don't take any of that. And then 300 ringgit covers hygiene kits, 200 ringgit for name tags. What else? Badges. Yeah, name tags and badges are the same category. So the rest is spread through awareness, materials, contingency, photography, and design subscriptions. So our priority is very clear, right? So most of our budgets goes to people who need it, which is Mercy Malaysia. Mercy Malaysia. So the people that Mercy Malaysia is going to help through our project, that's where most of our money goes. Okay. So how does this amount of money that we're paying, like 2,000 ringgit, might seem like a large amount, and so what are we actually getting from this 2,000 ringgit? Okay. Right. So how it is actually help? Okay. I know. I asked that of myself too. So that 1,500 ringgit roughly covers 30 free healthcare consultations for B40 patients at Mercy Mobile Clinic. So Mercy is a big organization, so they have their own clinics and stuff like that. So the 300 ringgit provides 30 hygiene kits with soap, toothbrush, sanitary items, and basic medication. So in total, we reach around 30 lives. And I'm going to be honest, it's a very modest figure, but a very meaningful one. And for the families who receive this support from us. And that's where we try to emphasize it. We want every single one of our donations and planning to have a lot of heart in it, So last and foremost from my part, right? So I'm going to talk about team. So we're just a 4-person team. We're Group B. So I'm Sarah, so I lead the project. So I'm responsible for things like the project framework, schedule, budget, coordination, and we have our secretary, Sandora. So Sandora Jarika, she handles the minutes, she handles the documentation. Our social media officer, Rowena Alyssa Sim, so she manages our awareness campaign, she coordinates the content and all that. And lastly, we have Oi Buntat. or Desmond. I usually call him Desmond. So he does like the logistics, right? So he oversees the fundraising logistics, the donation handover kits, and things like that. So that's all for me, and I'll pass it to my next group member. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone. Now, I will continue the presentation. Project Reach and Expected Outcomes. We expect this project to strengthen student engagement in sustainability initiatives and increase public awareness regarding poverty. Our project reach includes over 300 people through awareness campaign, approximately 30 direct beneficiaries, and engagement with Muslim Malaysia Volunteer Network. The project also provides valuable learning opportunities for student volunteers. Next, activity schedule. The project will run from 13 May until 15 of July. Activities are divided into three phases. The first phase focuses on planning and preparation. The second phase focuses on awareness campaign and fundraising activities. And the final phase focuses on project closure, reporting, and documentation. As you can see, this is the week by week plan. The first 3 weeks focus on project planning, volunteer orientation, and psychological first aid awareness training. Weeks 4 to 7 focuses on awareness campaign, crowdfunding, social media engagement, and fundraising activities. The final 2 weeks focus on donation handover, documentation, and report submission. Next, Gantt chart timeline. This Gantt chart visually summarizes the timeline of activities throughout the 9-week project period. It helps ensure all tasks are completed systematically and within the planned schedule. Next, budget and financial implication. The total estimated budget for this project is 2,450 ringgit. The largest allocation is 1,500, which will be donated directly to Mercy Malaysia Humanitarian Fund. And other expenses include awareness materials, online design subscription, documentation, hygiene kits, volunteer bandage, and contingency cost. As you can see here, is a budget allocation. More than 60% of the budget is dedicated directly to humanitarian support through donation to Mercy Malaysia. This demonstrates our commitments to maximizing social impact while maintaining a lean and practical project budget. Financial impact. How the money helps the needy. The 1,500 donation can support approximately 30 healthcare consultations through Mercy Malaysia mobile clinics. The hygiene kits can support around 30 individuals with essential daily necessities. Although the number may seem modest, the impact on vulnerable families can be meaningful. These are our executive committee. Sarah Lai served as project leader. Sandora Jerica Johannes served as secretary and responsible for documentation and communication. And me, Rowena Elisa, served as a local social media officer. And lastly, Ooi Buntat served as logistic officer. Each member contributes specific skills to ensure project success. Local activities. Besides fundraising, community-based initiatives such as resource collection drives, can provide practical assistance to families facing difficulties. These activities encourage community participation and demonstrate how collective efforts can support vulnerable groups. Who is involved? Community projects require collaboration from many stakeholders. These include local residents, students, volunteers, youth groups, and community leaders. Everyone has a role to play. Everyone has a role to play in creating positive social impact. Next, community impact. Community impact are best charity projects that can create visible improvement in people's lives. They help strengthen relationships, improve living conditions, and foster a greater sense of belonging among community members. This aligns with the goals of sustainable development. Collaboration power. Collaboration allows individuals and organizations to combine their strengths and resources. Through teamwork and cooperation, charity goals can be achieved more effectively and efficiently. This is one of the key lessons of our project. Sustainable efforts. Sustainability requires consistency and a long-term commitment. Continuous participation and community support help ensure that positive impact continue beyond the completion of the project. Small actions today can create lasting benefits for future generations. Last but not least, conclusion. In conclusion, this project supports SDG 1 by addressing poverty-related challenges through awareness campaign, fundraising, and humanitarian collaboration. By partnering with Mercy Malaysia, we hope that contribute towards improving the lives of vulnerable communities. Although our project is relatively small, it demonstrates how collective efforts can create meaningful and lasting social impact. Thank you.